This is a demonstration for Health Education England in the use of VQ Manager, the portfolio by Skillwise. There will be two users using the system. The first is the Pharmacist Pre-Reg Tutor and the Pharmacist Pre-Reg Trainee. I'll refer to them as tutor and trainee hereafter. This is the tutor's profile, and there are four main areas. The home area is where they work with all of their learners. If the learner submits any work, they will find it in their To-Do tab. They're able to have an overview of how the trainee is getting on this particular tab here, which is replicated again in the reports area, where there are some much more extensive reports for the trainee. In the My Pharmacist Pre-Reg Trainee area, this is where you would work specifically with a learner. So on the Unit Assignment tab, you would select all of the units that the learner is doing for the qualification. And they are now all saved. On the Log Evidence page, this is where, as a tutor, you would submit work specifically against your contact, anything that you might have done with your trainee. So it might have been a professional discussion, for example. So it might have been observation of a client, we'll put here. In the description of evidence, you can put see attached and upload a file in respect of this particular piece of evidence, or you can type some information. You have a 400 character, which is about 700 words limit to this particular box in this area here. If you wish to attach something, you go to the attach files. You can attach 4 at a time, and the maximum size for any single file can be 100 megabytes. In the same way that you attach for an email, you browse, select, open, upload the file, and then that will upload the file for you. In the criteria met section, here is our qualification and here are all our units, and we can select any of those units, learning outcomes, assessment criteria, and say that this particular piece of evidence has met that particular criteria on this occasion. There's a box at the bottom where we can let the trainee know how they've done. So we'll put well done, and then we can save and submit. That just means that that particular piece of evidence is complete. There's no more work to be done on it. You must always use the blue arrows at the bottom to save the work that you've done. If for any reason that particular piece of work that you're submitting needs some interaction with the learner, then you can use the Return to Trainee button down at the bottom. The Save and Continue Later just allows you to save this particular piece of work and return to it and complete it at a later date if you wish to. In the evidence list, this records all of the evidence that's been submitted for the learner. After evidence has been submitted, we have a unit status form, and this will tell us how far through each of the units the learner is. Now, in each of the unit, there is only one criteria, but each of those criteria has been set to be hit 5 times or met 5 times, which means that every instance that you meet a particular criteria, it will record it as 20% of the way through the qualification. Correction, 20% of the way through the unit. So in this particular instance here, we've got 2 pieces of evidence, and the criteria has been met under a couple of different methods. Here is the detail of that particular criteria, and I can see it's been hit twice and it needs to be hit 5 times. So when it's been hit 5 times, the number 2 will be a 5, and the whole box there will go green to indicate that the minimum requirement has been met. If you're ready to sign off this unit because it's been met 5 times, you do a summative assessment here, and you can tick this box to ask your trainee to acknowledge that they've read your comments and that they've seen that you signed the unit off. You can then save and submit. When all of the units are complete, so they're all showing at 100%, you can go to the next tab along, which is the qualification sign-off. And in exactly the same way, it will pull up the information recorded. You would expect to see all the units there as showing 100%. Scroll down to the bottom, do your summative assessment again, confirm that the trainee's final decoration is all good, and then save again. That will sign off the qualification for the learner. The ES and trainee meetings. This is for all communication and interaction between the tutor and the trainee. So anything that is not evidence. So it could be action plans, appraisals, meetings, progress reviews, anything like that could be recorded in this area here. The trainee can also contribute to this area. So if you've asked them to upload something, and you can ask them to upload in this area here, you as an assessor would get a notification on your to-do tab in your home area to let you know that the trainee has uploaded something in that area there. The trainee profile looks like this. So the to-do tab for the trainee may have some actions that they require them to do. So this is evidence requiring action, so it's something that's been returned to them by their tutor, needs them to do something, so they select the hyperlink at the end there and it will take them to that piece of evidence. And in this particular instance, we've asked them to confirm our comments in respect of signing off that particular unit. Again, select the hyperlink and it will take them to that unit sign-off page. They're able to see my progress summary as an overview in this area here. How are they getting on? Are they ahead of schedule or behind schedule? How they are through each of the units. And in exactly the same way the tutor uploads evidence, the trainee has a tab, which is the log evidence tab, and it allows them to select any one or several of the different methods, and in exactly the same way they give the evidence a title and they can write a description in this area here as well. If you wish your learner to have a go at mapping the criteria so that they can indicate which of the criteria has been met by this piece of evidence, they can do that in this area here. When the piece of evidence is submitted to you as the learner, you will be able to see where they've had a go at mapping their ticks to this area here. If this piece of work needs to go via the evidence witness, and the evidence witness is somebody that is going to confirm this piece of work is a true, accurate record of the trainee's work prior to arriving at the tutor. The learner could write some comments in this area here, but they would select this button here, which is Submit to Evidence Witness. They would use that, and the evidence witness, whose details the learner will have recorded in the evidence witness area, name, email address, telephone number if required. The witness will receive an email, and the email they will receive will look like this, and it will be a request saying such and such a trainee has submitted a piece of work, please can you confirm this piece of evidence. They then have this hyperlink which they would select, and it will take them to this particular page. So they'd be able to only observe this page, they can't see anything else, but they would be able to confirm and read, open up any attachments that that particular piece of work belongs to the trainee. When they receive the hyperlink, there will be a second comments box so that they can then write their comments about this piece of work, i.e. yes, I confirm it's all the trainee's own work, or you need to do a little bit more work. And in the same way, the evidence witness has got some options down at the bottom whereby they can submit the work to the pre-reg tutor, or they can return it back to the trainee again for the trainee to do more work. Whilst this is going on, in the tutor area, in the home Information tab, the piece of work that is waiting to be actioned by the witness would be in a table in another box underneath here. So they would be able to see that the trainee has submitted a piece of work to the evidence witness and that the evidence witness still has to do that particular piece of work. When the evidence witness has confirmed that piece of work, the evidence moves from the information tab to the to-do tab, and then the tutor then processes that piece of work from the to-do tab area. So they just have to wait for the evidence witness to action that piece of work. Thank you.